Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to, is this it? Yes, I have my list here. Today I want to do a fun video that I saw on a new channel. If you guys are not new here, you know that Katie, used to be Lusterlux, is like my favorite large YouTuber. Love her personality. I love that she is never really involved in like the crazy drama and stuff. Like, she just kind of keeps it real, and she's really not obsessed with like the numbers either. So I like her. And more importantly, I really love her relationship with her husband. They're so cute together and always having fun. And her husband just recently started his own channel, and I subscribe to him as well because they're both just such fun people, they seem like. His channel name is Static Jon. I will list it down below and put the link to the video. But he did a video on his anti-bucket list, and I was like, wow, this is a great idea. Because I don't like the idea of bucket lists. It just seems kind of weird to me, because here's how I think about it. You have this list of things that you want to accomplish before you die. But then what happens if you don't accomplish them when you die? Do you like, are you just like out there wherever thinking like, man, I really wish I had done this or that, you know? Or conversely, what happens if you finish everything before you die? Are you just like, all right, I guess I can die now? Or like what? I feel like it's a little bit too like woo-woo, you know, like tempting things. I don't want to mess with it. So I don't believe in bucket lists. There are things that I'm like, all right, that'd be cool to do, but I don't feel like the need to do it. I don't feel like my life would be less fulfilled if I didn't do it. So that's how I look at things like that. And I feel like, honestly, there's very few things that I really feel like this is something I would love to do. You know, there's things where I'm like, that'd be cool, but there's little to nothing that I feel like my life would be incomplete without doing. So I wanted to do my own list because I feel like there's a lot more things that I would prefer not ever to do as opposed to things that I really feel like I need to do. I think maybe the only one on here that is the same as his is going to be the first one. That way I can just get that out of the way and move on. But let's get into this. Also, if you guys are interested in doing this or you do this video, let me know down below if you do it on your channel or whatever. Because I'd love to watch it. And also, if you don't have a channel, just let me know down below things that you would just never want to do. So let's get into it. First one is skydiving, etc. Anything where I am risking my life for a thrill, jumping out of a plane, jumping off of a rock, that thing where you run off of a cliff and you have like a little suit on. No. None of that stuff. Not happening. Also, I'm a little bit heavy, and I feel like I would be tempting gravity a little bit too much with that. I don't need to go splat on the ground. So there's that. Number 2 is staying in a hostel. And I will just say, though, a lot of the things on this list are things that I see other people my age, like, either loving or wanting to do, and I'm just like, no. So staying in a hostel, completely 100% not interested. If the only way that I could do a trip or whatever, or be able to afford the trip, is to sacrifice staying in a hotel and stay in a hostel, I'm not going on the trip. Not going to do it. I don't like sharing my space with people. I don't like being in like intimate contact with strangers that you know nothing about. I don't like it. So I will never stay in a hostel. I would rather do anything but that. Also, along those same lines, because I feel like a lot of people that do this next thing, stay in hostels, backpack through Europe. Absolutely not. Number 1, I don't ever want to just travel with a backpack. I could never fit everything in there. Possibly in like a carry-on, but if I'm going to backpack through Europe, I'm gonna like vacation through Europe. I'm not doing none of this like, let's take some random sketchy train, like let's hike through the wilderness to get to this next country. No, no, no. I'm going to go on a grown ass adult vacation as opposed to backpacking. Not happening. Not happening. Scuba diving in like deep waters. No, absolutely not. If I can't see like the top of the water, like, and get up there within like 5 seconds, I don't want to do it. I find it a little bit, like it's tempting things a little bit too much. I don't like the idea of it. Like where people say that they like get the bends or, like they run out of air, and no, you couldn't pay me enough. Could not pay me enough. Camping. I am not interested in camping. I went like real camping one time in my life. I think I was maybe like 10 or something, and I hated every second of it. The tent was small and uncomfortable. There was no air mattress back then, or at least not that the people that I went with had. So it was just a sleeping bag on the hard rocky ground. It was the worst night of sleep ever. It was the worst food ever. And the bugs, no. The animals, I don't need to get eaten by a bear. I really don't. So, no, thank you. Traveling to hostile countries, not hostile as in somewhere to stay, but hostile as in they hate Americans. I don't, no. The people that like travel to like North Korea, especially whenever they like steal something, oh my God, are you insane? You're insane. Why would you do that? Like I get wanting to like see things of historical value. Totally get that. I love history. I love all that kind of stuff, but I don't need to steal a dictator's poster to have an experience. So anywhere where I'm going to travel, like if you were to take something either by accident or just because you're a complete dumbass, I don't want to go somewhere where I'm going to be basically killed for doing that. Not on the top of my priorities list. And I don't know. I feel like, without getting too much into the weeds, if you have paid attention to a lot of the, like, I don't know what they're calling them, but Americans going abroad to spread peace and love to hostile countries, they end up dead. And I have no desire at all to do that. None. There have been so many documented cases of couples and single women going, just like bicycling through these countries, and they never come back. You're insane. No. My life is worth far more than that. Far more. Next one is actually something that I saw on my Facebook of one of my old friends. This was literally on their bucket list, and I was like, really? And it was attending a protest march. I can't even take it seriously. Attending a protest march was on their bucket list. You know what, girl? You do you. That's perfectly fine, but that would never be on my bucket list. If I ever had a bucket list, it would never be on there. I don't see the appeal. I feel like regardless of which side of an issue you're on, I just don't understand the appeal of going to any sort of protest. There's always some sort of violence, regardless of which side it's coming from. There's always like nastiness and police involvement and people being crazy and hitting you with bike locks. And no, why is it that so many people are obsessed with like thrill seeking. It's just very weird. It's like skydiving wasn't enough. Let me go try to get murdered. No, not happening. And also, what's really crazy is that a lot of these things happen on weekdays, and I'm just like, does nobody work anymore? How does everybody have time to take off to do this? I don't get it. Next up is things on small boats. John mentioned that he would not want to go on a cruise, which I wouldn't say I don't want to go on a cruise. We've thought about going on a cruise, and I may in the future go on a cruise. But I feel like you have a little bit more security on a big boat, whereas a small boat, like people that want to sail around the world, or people that are like, let me just take 3 months off to just float around the ocean, absolutely not. No. What happens if like a whale comes along, or a storm, or pirates, like, no. Hitchhiking, which may seem weird, but oddly enough, in my line of work, I see so many hitchhikers, and a lot of them are young people like me. And weirdly enough, the epicenter of hitchhiking that I have seen is the state of Oregon. Everyone is hitchhiking there. And it is all young people. They're all like traveling in like pairs or in a group. Sometimes there'll be like one, but then they have a dog with them or whatever. And I'm just like, no, absolutely not. I'm not going to hitchhike. I would rather, if I did not have access to a phone, if I couldn't walk or something, like, I would wait for a police officer to come along. I'm not asking for a ride from anybody. Whether it be a mile or whether it be 1,000 miles, not going to happen. And the crazy part is that one night, it was maybe a couple months ago, I woke up because the dogs were barking a lot. And I was like, what the hell's going on here? And so I get up in bed and I like open the curtains and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then I look in the seat and there's a random guy sitting there, and I was like, okay, can I get to the knife? Can I stab him? Can I kill him and incapacitate him before anything happens? That's where my mind goes, because in my mind, you are either a killer hitchhiker or you're going to be killed as a hitchhiker. So there's no in between. There's no good in there. So I don't want to be involved in it. I was so mad at my husband for picking up this guy. He only took him a couple miles up the road just to the truck stop. He had apparently run out of gas. He was, I'm sure, a perfectly nice kid, but I was mad. I don't want us to be put in a situation like that. You never know. Like, the nicest looking people can be killers, and I don't want to be involved in that. Of course, here I was thinking of killing this guy. And he's probably thinking like, wow, that's not what I bargained for. But no, absolutely not. Hitchhiking, never going to happen. And I will never pick up a hitchhiker if I have anything to say about it. And the last one, which I feel like may strike some of you as like the strangest, is concerts. I really don't feel the need to go to concerts. And I feel like a lot of people my age, a lot of people younger than me and older than me, everybody loves a concert. And I don't. I've been to a handful of concerts in my life. And honestly, I don't remember most of them because, it's just a concert, and here's my thing. Most of the people that I would even want to see in concert are either past their prime, or dead, or no longer performing at all. So to me, there's just no appeal to it. I wouldn't get that same experience that you get from actually listening to a professional recording. I feel like the concerts, unless they're just 100% lip syncing, it just doesn't sound as good. The voice is never as good because they're up there, they're having to, project their voice a lot more. They're usually entertaining and dancing and stuff, and it never comes off the same. And I feel like I would rather have just the pure music as opposed to the performance. Um, and also, I feel like, in my opinion, the only way to go to a concert is to go if you know you're going to have like front row seats, because a lot of the people that go, and I mean, a vast majority of them, they're like up way, way, way high, like, up in the rafters. And it's like you're watching it, then you can see them like super, super tiny, but then you're watching most of the action on like a TV screen. And I'm like, well, what's the point of that? Then why did you pay to watch a TV screen? Like, it's just a priorities thing. Like, some people prioritize experiences like that, and I just don't. Like, I would prefer not to waste my money to be sitting so far away that I have to watch it on a screen. Like, if I can't see you standing up there sweating, then I don't want to see it. Like, we had won tickets on the radio to Rihanna and to someone else, like a group, 21 Pilots or something like that. And we just gave them away. Like, we weren't even interested in going. It's just weird. And the thing is also, I guess also, if you go to like a small like music festival where, like one of your favorites is performing or something and you can get up close, then, it's worth it. I went to one of those one time and Dr. Hook was performing and it was phenomenal. I was pretty close. He sounded, well, they sounded so much like they do on the recordings and stuff. But the people that I went with wanted to leave before the crowds, started leaving. And I only wanted to hear this one song. And we left before they played the song, and I was so mad. And as we were driving away, I could hear them playing it, and I was so ticked because I'm pretty sure that they don't perform at all anymore. I think some of the members are dead and stuff, so that sucks. Like, that's the other thing. I only want to go to a concert on my terms, and usually you're going with other people, and I don't know, it just sucks. I would like to see Garth in concert because I watched it on like TV whenever he was doing a live, and it was so good. He's such a good performer. But the problem is that all of his tickets are the same price, which is amazing. Most people would never do that. But because they're all the same price, it's like first come, first serve seating. So in order to get like up front, you have to camp out for like a couple days in advance. And I don't like camping. So that would never happen. I would rather just see it on TV then, So there's my anti-bucket list of a bunch of random non-thrill-seeking events or thrill-seeking events that I would rather not do. Anyway, there you go. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, if you do it, let me know, or if you don't have a channel and you want to just let me know down below some of your anti-bucket list things, I would love to hear them. And that is it. I will catch you guys next time. Bye.